Hello gamers, and welcome to another YouTube video. We're taking you through all of the tier 11s, and actually we've discovered that this one coming up might just be a Leopard 120, but in disguise. So anyways, let's go over the stats. This is the fully equipped. This is the completely standard. You see there's a 10 alpha difference, and we're also comparing it, of course, to the RHM with an average pen, slightly higher as well. And then, of course, there's heat as well on this one, which has not the greatest of pens, but you got to remember that it's still a light tank, however, and that it's still very, very potent. 50 millimeters more than the AP than the RHM, but if we switch to heat, you can see it's only slightly, marginally better than the RHM. So all these stats seem like a marginal improvement over the RHM, but better dispersion as well. But this is a crazy one. Minus 14 gun depression, you'll see, is super, super comfortable, to be honest. And this tank in general, you can't really tell from the stats just how potent it may be. You may look at this and be like, oh wow, it has worse camo even than the tier 10 RHM, but realistically this light has a undercover talent, something else altogether than spotting. It's even better than the RHM at actually fighting. Alright, so we find ourselves today in the okenkäfer on Sand River. Now, in this battle, it's a +2, -2 battle actually, so you know, I'm playing with tier 9s, which is already interesting enough as it is. Speed up a little bit. And we're going into the outside here in the beginning. And yeah, this light tank is actually phenomenal. And what is it phenomenal at? It's not phenomenal at spotting, honestly. The hidden talent of this tank is that it's actually a crazy DPS dealer. This was not intended to drop off, by the way, but nonetheless we can make it look intended. One of the biggest issue with the light, of course, is the ammo capacity. You'll see that later. It heats pretty slow, the APCR is pretty fast, pretty standard occasion there. And you know, we're just continuing to play the middle of the map. We spot out the 50B. We always use the ability when we think we can maybe shoot a target twice, simply because, you know, it increases the damage dealt by your allies, but also by yourself. So it's like boosting your own damage as well. The 50B dies, we waste a shot. Pretty sad. That's 300 damage missed out on as a start in this battle. But don't worry, plenty to come up. But yeah, this ability was the one that everybody was yapping about before 2.0 actually came out, that it was going to be so OP, the most broken ability. It's like so crazy. This ability is crazy, you know, blinding bushes. I can tell you in the 40 games I've played it, I haven't really blinded anything at all, ever. To be honest, the ability is more useful as a DPS ability than it actually is as a, you know, like getting blind shots ability. This poor 705A gets perma-tracked by us on this corner, and it's looking pretty tough for him. But you can see that this tank's broken ability is not its actual ability, but it's just its ability of dealing damage. With its minus 14 degrees of gun depression, it's actually incredibly potent and extremely, extremely comfortable as a harassment light tank that just plays on DPS and just stacks damage over time. Trying here to kill the 705A, aiming for the lower plate. Good timing. We pick it up, and that's 2.8k damage, just like that. Killing a full 705A. But yeah, peeking ridges with this thing is just so comfortable. Peeking the BZ here, even getting a bounce from the CC. We want to repeak this as well. We're gonna do it. We find the shot, beautiful shot there. And now we opt not to go for the kill, which is an interesting one, but we do find it by driving past. And now onto the I-7 as my teammates have cleared the K-line. It is a risky play here. Yeah, I agree with that. But, you know, we mark him. We're going to add to our damage. And that's 4k damage just like that on Sand River. Isolating the enemy's heavy tanks and starting to pick them off one by one. My I-7 has a great execution there. Aim for the engine deck, find the shot, hit the shot, and put the I-7 in the grave in a second. Not going through on the cupola simply because it's observation device. That's another 200 damage missed out on, sadly. find the shot against the STRV, and just like this, 5k damage in a light tank, which is normally already a pretty big battle nonetheless, and we're not done just yet. The Borken comes and actually gives us a pretty bad time. We hit that incredible shot against the Bliska, which was really nice. And now it's time to take revenge against the enemy Borken Kafir, who decided that he wanted to duel me. Give him the first HE shell, mark him as well in the meantime, which will allow us to do more damage to him. And with that minus 14 degrees of gun depression, we are able to peek this so easily and so nicely. Find good connection. Sadly, he hits us back as well. That's a true shame. Find one more shot. Artillery tries to stun us. It doesn't connect. And this is the sad part. We miss him with APCR. We might have been able to hit it, but we do not actually connect the shot there. But we are at 7.6k damage in a light tank. And there is still 8.5k left on the enemy team. So, you know, that's pretty good. We find a shot against the bat shot. Sadly, we do get spotted for that. So that's a bit of a shame. And then we peek the bat shot as well. We hit the shot, but the Borken hits the shot as well. So that gives us 8.3 with a one shot. And that's why it's so sad that we didn't kill the Borken earlier. Because if we would have killed the Borken, we would have gotten hit by the Borken. And, you know, taking that into consideration, it would mean that we are up a lot of HP. We would have 500 HP still and 8.3k damage. The Batshot trying to run away, of course. We give him a shot, a good shot there as well, connecting it. I think this one was a really bad shot. Yeah, it was shots like 0.1 or 0.2 seconds too late, missing out on the damage against the bat. And that was also a bad shot as well, wasting ammo, actually, more than anything. We should have already been going towards the K-line here after the miss against the bat shot, the very first one. We should be moving towards the JK line. Simply to outspot the double TD sitting in the base, right? And we haven't been able to do that until now. For now, I'm finally doing it, which is better late than never, but could have been here already. However, we'll find the SCRV at some point sitting out in the open, and we start peppering him with that heat. We do not get spotted either because he doesn't have view range, and we're gonna aim and look for the kill. Not connected, actually. Would have been maybe even better to aim a little bit more center mass than what I'm doing here. The aim is a little far right. More far right than it should have been. So it would have been better with a little bit to the left. More center mass of the STRV, but this is really just a minor detail. But it's a minor detail that matters because I'm running out of ammo. I have 7 shells left. See the Bliska. I'm not going to be taking that shot, of course. He takes a shot from probably the Mino, actually, in the middle of the map. So now we're considering pushing the Bliska because we know he's looking towards the lower side. We may be able to sneak in a shot or two even. And, you know, like with 9.2k damage, we spot out the KR1. We go wide enough that he doesn't spot us. I think at this point we've realized, you know, this could be 10k on a light tank, which is honestly pretty crazy. Find the shot against the Bliska Witze, 9.5. 2 shots away from greatness. 6 shells remaining. All the odds are in our favor at this moment in time. But can we actually make it happen as well? That's the secondary question. Now, the sad part is that at this point in the battle, the gun decided that it doesn't want to perform anymore. Going low with the APCR on the side and missing because of it. That one was not aimed that well, to be honest. You know, maybe my hands were shaking, but could have hit as well. So minus 2 shells already, so minus 600. Together with the damage we missed out on throughout the battle, it's already 1.2k. Could have been well and truly over that market already. And, you know, you'll see I'm not really keen on shooting anymore at this point, simply because I'm afraid that I might miss. Otherwise, I would have taken the shot, but now I'm just looking for a 100% shot and do end up not taking it because I'm running out of ammo. So, you know, damage being missed out on is pretty high. We still have every opportunity though, with 4 shells left, 9.5k damage. We'll aim fully against the Wheezy Heavy. Upper plate would be pennable. Normally, we go for the side turret though, but the game says no. And now we have 2 shells left, and my teammates are pushing from below. So, you know, we gotta actually move closer. And you can see the shots that I'm not taking that I normally would take, simply because, again, I don't have the ammo to be taking these kind of battles against the enemy team. I don't want to go to the cap. I don't want to alert him, which wasn't a mistake. I wouldn't have gotten a shot anyways. And I think I realized here that the RD is at A5. I just, looking at the minimap. And the RD with its 450 HP will not give us 10k. But will definitely put us on the way there. That's for sure. So potentials here. We spot out the Waffentrigger. We spot out the M53. We do get a shot, 9,861. And of course, we don't even want to kill him right now that much. We are looking for potential against the Bacha. We come close to the ridge. We pick him off, and one shell remain between us and victory. Getting spotted out is pretty sad because, doesn't allow me to peek. But we spot out the bad shot out in the open. We shoot, we score, and it's 10k on a okenkäfer. But honestly, in this battle, potential to have done 11. With the BZ heavy shots and the no ammo here, potential was there for 11k. Sadly, did not come to fruition, but maybe next time. So yeah, the Borken is really not a light tank. Is the conclusion. The Borken is what the Leopard 120 could have been, in the form of a light tank. Honestly, like when playing Borken, and I don't want to set a meta or something, but this tank, again, it does not excel as a light tank. It excels as a damage dealer, which means that this tank is very good for people that are very good and know what they're doing, and probably gonna suck for most other people. But once you master doing damage, this tank becomes very, very potent, as somebody's gonna find out here. Lovely tourist on the enemy team is always a nice thing to have. Get a shot against the imbattable. Don't pen that though, but we're gonna wide peek and maybe get it on the second one. We do find it. Beautiful shot. Actually a bit greedy, but that's the minus 14 degrees of gun depression just being an absolute joy in this position. As you can see, like with that minus 14 degrees, I'm just able to find those shots very, very easily because it's so comfortable to play in this spot. And this IS-7, without hardening, realizing now that, oh no, I'm in trouble. I need somebody. Help. I need some milk. And when this tank is speaking on minus 14, it is also pretty, small target to hit. So it's likely that they're actually going to miss you. Like you could see the Kano miss me as well. That they're going to miss you when you're making this little peak. So yeah, we set it off with a nice little farm against the IS-7. And it's always nice to start the game off with 3k for free, right? At least I think so. Not penning every shell though, because, it's like 50-50 almost if we're going to pen or not. But nonetheless, ruining his life. Yeah. I hope he enjoys his free tier 10. And, if it doesn't work out, you can always make a new command. So can you, a new account, and claim 2 tier 10s. Even you can do this if you want to test out any tanks. The comment below will teach you how. You just need to make a new account, but yeah. And you can be just like the IS-7. Getting some pretty good damage out here as well. Sniping down the cupolas. That was a terrible shot actually, to be honest, on the Panther 7. But yeah, there's 3.5k free damage. And you can see the gun depression just come in. It's wonderful. It is able to deliver you with so many good things. Trying a pen there, which I don't think was a pen to begin with. But, quick 4k again. And once you start playing this tank for damage, it's just like you'll realize just how potent it can be. So again, this is not a light tank. This is a medium tank in disguise. The Kano is really angry. He really angry, and decides to yeet around the corner with a double loaded. At least it wasn't an HE double. He dies to the Type 5, and now it's time to shoot some HE into the ass of the imbattable. And set him on fire, of course, as well, because, paid RNG. IS-7's coming back as well. Driving out in the open, 5.8. And, yeah, this could have been a Leopard 120, guys. Instead, you got the Leopard 120 from Wish. So, quick 6k. And the secondary, of course, really nice thing about this tank is that it has very good mobility, which means that you're able to relocate really quickly, and also when somebody like the KR1 shoots you, you know, you're able to come back and clap him back rather quickly as well, punish him for his mistakes. I was looking for a shot there. It's not the easiest at this point, you know. I'd almost rather shoot the roof, which I end up doing anyways, and take 300 out of that. So, you know, a quick 6.7, not too shabby. Now, would like to shoot the AV. Sadly, he's gonna pull into the open for everybody else, but not for us, so we won't find a shot. He dies, basically for free. Gets armoured by a Hirschkäfer. I mean, you know, just a Hirschkäfer being a Hirschkäfer. And, you know, they got 9.5k HP left. They've got 6.7k damage. We're gonna go hunting and make a little bit of risk. This is indeed very dangerous, the next move coming up. But, you know, life is for those who risk, right? So, we're gonna drive straight to A0. And did I know that there was nobody at A0? Nope, I did not. Did I gamble on the fact? Yep, I did altogether. So, you know, I'm going. Sadly, I mean, not sadly, there will be absolutely nobody here. It's fully empty. And now we're gonna go for the Leopard 120. You'll see we're really trying to find a shot here. So it's a super tight angle. Readjusting to the other hill to try and get a shot. Not finding it. We don't want to close in too much. Now looking for it. And we miss. So we did all that effort just to miss the shot. But the Leopard 120 will make it easy after by running away. Give him a shot as well. 7k damage. And it doesn't even feel like I've done 7k in this battle. You know. But I've done 7k. Which is a very, very, very good result for any tank, let alone a light tank. So we tap the SRV with HE, teach him about God a little bit, and you know, with the quick mobility, the reverse, the gun depression, I'm able to hold the angle against the SRV, but not really able to do too much damage myself to the SRV though. He will try to peek us a few times. You know, it will not really work for him. We tried to use our HEs there to hit the cupola. SRV fires, looking for the shot. Not gonna be finding it immediately though. Missing that one as well. Of course, we still gotta be careful, you know, because we're a one shot. The SRV does get good depression when he puts the gun down fully. Coming closer now. Looking for that cupola. Finding it as well. Playing around with him a little bit. He gets shot from the lower side. Pen him, kill him, and then it's just a Hirschkäfer. And just like that, it's an 8.4k damage replay on Halof in a light tank. A pretty normal occurrence if you ask me. Very normal. Welcome to Outpost. On Outpost in the Borken, I'm always going to climb. I could have driven through the middle as well, but I usually just tend to go for the climb on this map because I feel like it's a bit safer. Get up, quick and easy, start farming the heavies as well, unspotted. Give the Rhino a shot, minus 344. Next up is the Cano, give him a shot as well. Gotta be careful from the Jagdpanzer, who was looking our way. And we might even find one more against the Cano. We do find it, set him on fire as well. So initial damage is definitely up there. Now the Jagdpanzer is next, we give him a shot as well. And just like that, fellas, we're up to already about 2k damage. That was a bad shot. It was already turned. There's an FV looking my way as well. Sadly, however, there is something far dangerous, which is called a KR1 driving up in the middle unspotted. If only my bot light tank would have spotted that. I'm a bit slow on dropping off here, so I take another one. Minus another 534. Pretty sad. And you would say, oh wow, this game is going to go pretty bad now, right? You're relatively low HP. But then again, we also started with almost 2k HP, so we can lose some. My team is pushing out the north. They're 100% losing the south, though. That's like guaranteed to happen. That they lose the south because of the numbers game. We try to climb here, and we will not succeed. The angle there was not it. However, if at first you don't succeed, nothing stops you from trying again. Second time around, I do believe that we will not fail. We get up relatively smooth and easy even. And we're just here to kind of piss off the KR1. That's kind of the goal, to piss him off. We load HE even. And tap him in the back and do 51. Because I don't even know what we hit. We gotta run away now. So the KR1 is probably very angry again. Super angry. He's like very confused to how the light tank is doing this. And I think at this point I also realized that I'm open to the south. Because you are open to the south when you're sitting on this edge in the balcony. Yeah, I think it's here right when I realized that I'm indeed open. And I decided to drop off before they shoot me. However, the KR1 is real angry. Really, really angry. Like a raging bull coming in. He really wants to shoot the light tank. I'm going for the climb. However, this time around, I will not make it. So I'll take a shot from the KR1. Otherwise, I could have maybe survived that shot, as in not taking it. And yeah, he's really angry, nonetheless, in his KR1. Not sure what has happened to him to be this upset at the world, but, you know, bless his soul. So he's pushing forward into Oblivion. We should be D-spotted by this point. Trying some APCR is not working out. But yeah, we gotta be careful because, you know, he wants to kill us. So we go wide enough to make sure we're outside of proxy range as well. And the KR1 has decided to continue on his journey. We non-connect another HE shell. So that's already pretty bad in that regard. We missed the third HE shell as well. So not a great sequence of events there for the high explosive, to be honest. And so far not a great sequence of events in this battle either. However, back up the climb on the other side is being a little funky. Keeping the HE shell because the BZ is pennable from behind. Not penning that one either. But he was still on reload. We'll find the shot nonetheless. Picking him up. And, you know, so far nothing really too impressive, right? 3k damage. I mean, not something where you're like, oh, wow. That was really good. But find a pattern out in the open. We pick up the pattern in the open. We want to shoot the I-7, but we won't be able to get him. We're now looking for the Shakal. Trying to get him a shot. We do give him a shot. And he might actually die against us as well. Because he wants to peek us. Because the mouse in front of him. We find a shot. Now we're going to drop back off from the climb here. And go for the 430U. We also realize that the I-7 is coming. You can see it on the 5 line. The I-7 is on his way towards us. So we got to make sure that we're quickly killing this. Because, you know, we don't want to get caught by the I-7. The okenkäfer also lost a lot of his HP. And now the replay is starting to get just a little bit better, right? I don't even look at the Leopard in SCB. Because I don't think I have shots anyways. And I'm so focused on the I-7 and Borken that I didn't even realize they were there. Spot out the bad shot already. Cannot find a shot against him. But neither support the mouse. Diving to our own cap. Right now, honestly, the most important thing is to kill the enemy Borken somehow. You know, if we want to have a chance in this, you want to or need to kill the enemy Borken. We go for the bat already though. We shouldn't have used our ability here. That was a mistake, to be honest. Needed to keep it for a different time. And we shouldn't have wasted our APCR here either. Should have kept that for a later engagement, for example, against the Borken, because of the shell speed, of course. We wait until D-spot, we peek now, we go wide so we don't get blind fired on the corner. Spot out the Borken. And, you know, I realized that he's the #1 priority, so I try to kill him. He's going to do some interesting moves himself by trying to climb up. He succeeds at it as well, but we do give him a shot for that. And then, you know, now the Leopard's coming in. We peek, we shoot, we score. Make the Leopard a one-shot. Gonna kill the Leopard. Now the Borken is on the hill. We really want to shoot the Borken. We spot out the STB. We quickly turn our turret. We snap. We kill him. And now it's a 2v1 situation. We give on to the I-7. We gotta be careful from the Borken. And this is where the sadness begins. The Borken fires. I missed the I-7 on the first one. I'm gonna re-peek him here. Try to pin the upper plate. I missed that one as well. Gonna peek backwards now and try to kill him. Failed that one as well, so triple bad whammy in a row. The Borken's coming in now, and this is the true heartbreak. Hit this banger of a shot against the Borken. but don't go far enough so he is able to kill us and shut down the game. I mean, this could have been crazy, honestly. It could have been a crazy clutch, but ends up not succeeding. So, Erlenberg, not a traditional very good light tank map, so we're going to play our light tank as an improved Leopard 120. Due to our speed, we are able to get into position very, very quickly. So quickly even that we're confused to why nobody has crossed. We're crossing the bridge ourselves. Not a recommended strategy, my guys. Not a recommended strategy. We were so fast that now you'll see the heavies have only just begun to cross. And this T-803 is hating life because he's getting farmed by a okenkäfer across the river. He's never seen this before in his life. He'll probably never see it again either. But he is not happy, let me tell you. Not only did he get owned by a Borken, he also got then owned by everybody else for trying to turn his turret towards the Borken. The sad part about this is that there's 3 of them across now instead of like the Kran and the E5 or Kran and the T-3. Because right now there's 2 of them sitting there staring my way. And it's not really a peek you can make in a Borken. I mean, you could try, but it's not really a good peek, let's put it that way. With 2 of them looking your way, it's minus 800 to give a shot. Now, if the T-3 was 1 shot, maybe you could say, okay, we make this 1 peek. But we see the I-7s actually push through somehow. So we're going to look to do a little bit of damage. Exposes his back. We find a shot, actually, so that's pretty. 1k damage shot at that. And, you know, we got to remember that when you're in this position and the KR1 is next to you, you're always spotted. You know, you're proxy spotted. You got to keep that into account when you're peeking as well. Because, of course, you know, it matters. We tried a shot there. We don't hit it. He's, however, in his I7 doing some very interesting things. I think he missed us as well there. He's driving back up, and that is a big mistake from this I7. Simply because he exposes his roof. He takes a 561 shot from somebody else as well. And with our high explosive being what they are, we quickly finish him off as well. Another I7 on the chopping board. Another 1.7k damage gained. So now you can see that the E5 actually backed off from that position. I thought in the battle itself he may have even crossed, but you know, looking at it, I don't think that would have been ever possible. We're trying to find a shot against the T-803, and we do find it as well. He finds a shot against us, we find a shot against him. I put him in the grave, however. DPM doesn't mean anything to the Borken. And now this is a crown wagon sideways, so a little bit of free damage is always nice. On the side turret, find 1, find 2. The E5 is making some moves on the back lines as well. Find 3 against the crown wagon. And, you know, you can see the DPS of this tank just really starts to stack up. We can shoot the gun here, but, you know, it doesn't go where I'm aiming. I see the E5. I think that might be my next target to go for, although I decided to shoot the crown. That one goes to the left as well, actually. Could have been better shooting off the E5, to be honest. Give him a shot. Always aiming for ammo rack against E5s, just simply because it's just pretty simple to hit those. Find the shot against his cupola. And honestly, like, you really wouldn't say that this is a light tank. Like, when you play it, it doesn't feel like a light tank. It really just feels like a medium. You know, it's like your medium with low alpha. That is just like kind of stealthy. Is able to go around. Because I honestly really think that if you play this like a light, like a true light, you probably will not enjoy it. I really don't think so. I don't think the setup is there for it to be a really potent light tank. Of course, you're gonna have the maps where, you know, it just works, but like in general speaking, right? It's like, I do not believe that this tank is gonna be very enjoyable if you try to be a light competing against EBRs, competing against Manticores, really competing almost against everything. However, you can compete against the Leopard 120 and probably do better than the Leopard 120. So there's that at the very least. You know, it's a quick 6k on this Erlenberg. Finding some very good damage. Finding some more damage in a second as well, though. And yeah, this was super close range gameplay, which is very rare for lights. But you know, you can see that it can actually work. And it's not like I'm even cherry picking my battles that much, because currently on the press I've got like 4.4k DPG on the Borken. It was close to 5k yesterday, but you know, still 4k on a light is pretty good nonetheless, if you ask me.